Third World Cinema Club.
Sino pa ba? May iniisip pa ako kung meron pang ibang supporting performances na tumatak sa akin. Siguro lang, just to touch on it well, gusto kong i-bring out si Kyle Velino. Si
Yeah.
Terence Carrion sa Game Boys ulit at Alt Game Boys. Kasi, tawag dito, although may instances wherein alam mong struggle siya with the acting, as an up-and-coming actor, pero nakita mo na nag-e-effort siya, pinapakita niya dun na
Yes.
because of the quarantine, talagang na F up yung mental health niya. Also with the fact na dati nga, together sila ni Gavril. And then, yun, biglang meron na palang iba si Gavril. But then again, you realize na, kasi ganito palang ginawa ni Terence in the past. Kumbaga, parang napakita yun well. Especially with, I think, episode 6 yun. Yung biglang nagkagulo sila, Kai tsaka si Gav dahil kay Terence. Tapos gusto ko lang din i-bring up kasi although siya na yung lead sa Alt Game Boys, pero parang damang-dama mo na wala na siyang magawa sa buhay. Parang induced na siya ng anxiety at ng stress because of the pandemic, yung being stuck at home, not being able to meet your friends, not being able to see your loved ones, not being able to do what you actually want to do on a daily basis. Kumbaga, he's resorted to trying to find someone to talk to through Twitter, Alter,
Yeah.
diba? So, ayun, ang galing. Ang galing ng pagkakagawa ng character ni Terence. And na-capture yun well on screen. So,
yes. Yeah. Actually, sobrang gustong-gusto ko yung deadpan delivery ni Kyle. Lalo na yung eksena ng kinakausap niya si Kyle na parang ginagaslight niya, parang minamanipulate na niya. Sobrang, for me, like yung deadpan delivery niya and then his expression na parang lang siya, parang stoic lang siya na ganyan, na parang like he really knows what he's doing. He is aware na he is manipulating things. It's such for me, dun pa lang na-appreciate ko na yung brilliance ni Kyle doon, na parang like parang in a surface level na parang parang maano mo siya, parang mako-consider mo siya as as it's just a performance. Pero when you see when you consider Terence's arc and the backstory that he has, you will appreciate yung pagiging niya, yung mga acting choices niya, lalong-lalo na dun sa episode 5 ata yun. Basta yung yung first big episode niya na parang minamanipulate na niya yung both parties. Like parang sobrang nakuha ko nung nung pagiging, nung deadpan delivery niya talaga. Like parang, nakakagigil ka. Kasi ang yung the way na there's a coldness, there's certain coldness dun sa delivery niya, na parang it's just so monotonous but so effective.
Totoo. I agree. Now let's move on to best lead performances. Kasi marami tayo masasabi dyan.
Yes.
Kayo, ikaw, I know
and you know what? Let's just start with, what I consider one of the best performances I've seen this year, Elijah Canlas. What he did as Cairo this year is just so impeccable at the age of 19, turning 20. What a difficult character. Even siya, din sa previous interview natin sa kanya, nabanggit niya na nahirapan siya kay Cairo. And the way he handled this very difficult, very sometimes unlikable, annoying character, he gave him depth, he gave him so much heart, so much soul that you can feel na parang Cairo is alive. Na parang siya, para siyang totoong tao, na para siyang kapitbahay mo lang, na parang every matatapos yung episode, parang iisipin mo, ano kayang ginagawa ni Cairo ngayon? Ano kayang iniisip niya? Ano kaya yung kinakain niya? Ano kaya yung ginagawa niya during his time aside from being a gamer? It's a performance for me that ticks all the boxes. Na parang sometimes there's a criticism na Elijah is just too huge for a small screen, which I don't agree. I think if you are familiar with with the quirks and the quirks of BL performance, you will appreciate Elijah's performance more. It's just amazing to see this young actor giving so much for such a role like that, na parang hindi niya parang binaliwala niya na parang lang to, rom-com lang to. It's just it's just a project for me to to skate through. Parang you will see the dedication on his craft with Cairo, and you can see na how talented he is. Like it's just ayoko magdagdag na kayo, because I'm just gonna sing choruses for him, because I am such a huge Elijah fan, and
Totoo. Ang
alam
laki
naman.
ng growth niya from sundalong kanin and sakaling hindi
Yes.
makagaling. Imagine
Mhm.
that. Tapos, I think siya ata ang, in my opinion, the most lauded actor, Filipino actor of the year, no? Kasi
Yes.
with Kalel 15 and of course Game Boys, tapos may FAMAS na siya at may Urian in his belt. Grabe. Sobrang nakakabilib. And with Elijah Canlas, gusto ko lang ding i-bring up that two of the best male lead performances of the year for me are from Kokoy. One from Game Boys, the other from Omando.
Oh,
Sa,
yes.
sa Game Boys, ang pinakita niya doon is, you start off na realizing na, ay, manyak na, yung typical fuckboy na gusto niyang, gusto niya kung sino yung mapunta sa
I see
kanya
what
lang.
you did there.
Aha, fuckboys, streaming somewhere. Charot. No, but ang galing nung development ng character niya and kung paano niya dineliver yon. Kasi from a typical fuckboy, no pun intended. Nag-level up siya. Nakita mo yung layers ng character niya. Nakita mo na ay meron pala siyang caring side. Ay may instances pala na obsessive siya in a way. Or not obsessive but more possessive because gusto niya kung ano yung sa kanya lang. May instances siya na matampuhin pala siya, but also may instances siya na sobrang caring niya. Kumbaga nakikita mo yun, and lahat nung behaviors na ginagawa niya ay well supported because of the history that was built upon his character. And I'd say the same thing with Omando. With Omando naman, although nag-start nga na like manly macho yung role niya because of how society is expecting him to be, especially his dad played by Dominic Ochoa, pero eventually yun nga biglang nagta-transition na yung role niya to being a gay man, to accepting who he is as a person. And parang nakikita mo na may instances yung mga dream sequences na feeling niya siya si Rapunzel, na-carry out well niya yon. Tsaka yung marami siyang dream sequences doon or maraming daydream tsaka night dream sequences doon na talagang dineliver niya lahat na parang kung ano
The
yung mga,
range.
'di ba? Like from the manly role na meron siya in Game Boys, biglang nag-iba, may instances na nagpapaka-FM na siya sa Omando. And wala, ang galing lang. Ang galing ni Kokoy as an actor. Siguro nga, I would like to bring up na possible na ma-typecast siya sa character niya. But like what he said, I don't give a shit. Okay lang, bahala sila. Basta napoportray niya yung characters niya well. Basta nakikarry niya yung sarili niya the way he does on screen with both of these series, then okay lang. I'll take whatever he gives any single day.
I agree.
Tsaka si Ian Pangilinan, ay gusto ko siyang,
Mhm.
hindi si Paolo, charot. Issue. Hindi, si Ian Pangilinan,
Edit
gusto ko
natin
siyang,
yan.
Grabe.
sorry, gusto ko lang i-bring up yan. No, si Ian Pangilinan in Gaya sa Pelikula, talagang show off niya yung theatrical chops niya, coming from a theatrical
Yes.
background. Pinakita niya doon kung paano
Yep.
siya as a progressive UP student, UP film student na wala na siyang takot, wala na siyang wala na siyang fears in showing off his sexuality, and nandito na naman siya in a setup wherein he's serving as the tawag dito, parang character development of a character portrayed by Paolo Pangilinan. So nag-show off yung character niya, and na bring out niya yung chops niya na naalala ko kay Gio Gahol last year sa Sila when yung scene nga with yung pivotal scene doon sa episode 6 7 yung sa may yung nandun na yung si Tito Sanz doon sa tawag dito, yung gumawa siya ng what tawag dito nung short film or whatever you'd call it, like a compilation of scenes na film niya, and then yung bigla nga siyang umiyak, and then yung confrontation nila ni Paolo Pangilinan doon talaga niya napakita yung meat ng character niya, na he's a very good actor, and I hope na mas marami pa siya maging projects after this kasi nagalingan talaga ako sa kanya. Sino pa naiisip niyo, guys? Wala na akong ibang maisip eh.
Ako si Enzo Santiago and Darwin Yu.
Yes.
Actually,
Agree
They
din.
are Enzo is amazing in that role. Ang complex din ng role na yon na parang it's both comedic and it's both dramatic. Ang dami-dami niyang difficult scenes doon, especially yung exuding pa lang nung charisma ni Ken eh. Like I really, for such a young actor like him, I'm not very familiar with his past work, but alam ko he has taken, supporting roles, but sabi niya parang in past interviews na this is his big role. And I love the parang for me parang similar with Elijah, parang makikita mo yung dedication niya dun sa performance na parang guided by very good material na parang you can see the skill, andun yung skill, andun yung dedication, at saka andun yung pagmamahal niya dun sa craft, and you really 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 can see it in his performance as Ken. It's a performance that is borderline melodramatic pero sobrang inline siya dun sa series. At saka parang sobrang alam niya yung angles niya sa camera, alam niya yung on how he performs with his faces, not just to deliver his dialogue. Rin siya very very expressive din yung yung mukha niya. And with Darwin, with such a role like that, na medyo small yung role niya, pero my God, he gave it all. Like parang whenever he appears on screen, lang siya, parang minimal lang yung dialogue niya, but it's just the face. It's parang nagre-react lang siya on a certain scene, pero mapapansin mo siya, it's there. Parang na-appreciate ko yung mga ganun sa actors na parang like they are giving so much with what was given to them. Parang for me, parang he made Shake so lovable, so vulnerable, and with just glimpses of him minsan sa background, and minsan wala naman siyang sinasabing dialogue, but you can feel the character on his facial expressions. So ayun, like silang dalawa, two of my favorites, and just amazing.
I agree. And with Darwin Yu, again, like Elijah, the growth from first SEM naman to this, diba? Like, paano? Ikaw, Kuya Jim, sino naisip mo?
Well, magsa-summarize na lang ako kasi nabanggit nyo naman na sina Elijah Canlas, 'di ba? Kokoy De Santos, yan sila Darwin Yu, Enzo Santiago. Ko na lang yung mga hindi nabanggit. So for me, another remarkable lead performance, si JC Alcantara in Hello Stranger. Kasi iba rin yung, kumbaga nakita mo yung dedication niya dun sa portrayal niya. Talagang alam mong inaral niya yung character niya. Tapos pag mga emotional moment, ambinado while watching him, nadadala ako. Maybe because I was able to relate to the character. Relatable sa akin yung character ni Miko, kasi si Miko kumbaga nandun yung part na frustrated siya, 'di ba, na gusto niya yung tao pero hate niya yung tao. So maganda yung ginawang interpretation dun sa character ni JC Alcantara. Another remarkable lead performance yung nasa Ben times Jim sina Jerome Ponce and TJ Marquez. Kasi si TJ Marquez with yung mga roles niya sa TV and film, hindi mo siya mapapansin. Pero dito sa Ben times Jim as he played Ben, diba, nakita natin na kaya ni TJ Marquez, 'di ba? Yung from pag kinikilig siya, ka madadala ka, ganun. Tapos the way he portrayed an FM character, nadala niya. Yun ang maganda with TJ Marquez. Meanwhile naman kay Jerome Ponce, ang galing niya magpakilig. Yun yung part na yung character niya, siya yung best friend na pa-fall. Yun yung gusto ko kay Jerome Ponce na kahit na annoying, actually may pagka-annoying both yung characters ni na Ben and Jim. Diba? Pero na-handle well nung actors 'di ba? So magaling nilang na-portray yung Ben and Jim. And total nabanggit na natin kanina si Royce Cabrera kasi 'di ba in Fuckboys medyo nalilimitahan ako sa kanya dun sa Fuckboys kasi mas napapansin ko dun si Kokoy De Santos. Pero dito, grabe yung range niya. 'Di ba the range niya dito sa sa Quarantines the series kasi ang complex ng character So kung siguro na ibang actor ito hindi ma-handle well, pero si Royce nakita natin yung yung masculinity pero nandun yung vulnerability ng pagkaka-portray niya with Rocky. Ayun. And another pa, si Ali King. Nagagalingan ako kay Ali King in voice lockdown.
Ang galing ni Ali.
Diba?
Ang galing ni Ali.
Oo.
Madagdag ko lang since kanina na naging topic natin yung yung parang casting gay actors on LGBTQ roles on 'di ba? Parang Ali King and Alex Diaz, both amazing. Like parang see gay actors, talented LGBTQ actors are out there. They are fresh to be picked. Tama ba yung grammar ko? Parang andyan sila ready for picking, ready for these roles, ready to tackle these roles. Na parang na parang I think the creators just need to, find them, take an effort to find these actors to portray this kind of roles. Kasi nandyan sila. Ali is one of them. Alex Diaz is one of them. It's just, yung eksena ni Ali King na kinikilig-kilig siya doon sa may kurtina. Tapos parang sabi niya, wala akong boyfriend. Parang the line delivery is just pure rom-com perfection.
Yes.
Sobrang ang galing-galing niya sa episode na yon, and I can't get over na parang like sobrang tumatak, actually hindi ko siya nabanggit kanina sa mga favorite scenes natin, but that entire conversation with the phone and how Ali just handled that scene so well, that's pure rom-com perfection na parang like nakita na natin Julia Roberts did that, Sandra Bullock did that, heterosexual women did that, but an actual gay actor performing in a BL series doing those kinds of tropes, like it's amazing. Like si Alex din na parang like there's yung character niya sa Omano, there's na sige like parang out and proud siya, but there's still so much to be desired from his character, and yung mga subtle ways niya in delivering his lines, it's just so good na parang like na-encapsulate niya not only na hindi lang siya this desirable jock in Omando, meron pang layers yung character niya, and I think Alex Diaz perform those na flesh out niya yung character niya really well on screen, and that is why the importance of casting gay roles in this certain roles, kasi parang like there's parang meron na kagad instant connection dun sa sa role nila so parang medyo na sila magpapaka method na sila na parang kumukuha na rin sila siguro sa personal experiences nila to to portray these roles.
Eto medyo mahirap to. Eto na yung last na portion natin today. Without giving any explanation whatsoever, like bawal kang mag-explain at all, give your top 5 Filipino BLs of 2020. Jimmy, ikaw muna.
Well,
Jim.
syempre top 1 ko, Game Boys. Because Game Boys raised the bar, set the standard of Filipino BL series, no? So no one can match the excellence na ginawa ng Game Boys, no? Second, kahit na underrated sa iba, may extraordinary. Kasi maganda yung screenplay eh. Maganda yung pagkakadirect and magaling yung mga actors. Third, for me, Quarantines the series. Ayun, kasi para for me, from the screenplay of Rod Marmol and then performance ni Royce Cabrera, diba? And from the direction din ni Pancho Maniquez, and maganda yung series, no? Fourth will be Boys Lockdown. Ayun, yun ang light lang kasi siya. It's a light rom-com BL series. Ayun. And then number 5 ko, Ben Times Gym. Medyo nagkaroon lang ng medyo shaky ending pero maganda naman yung start and the middle. And magaling naman both sina Jerome Ponce, yan sila TJ Marquez, even the supporting Kat Galang. And the very remarkable and lovable Ron Martin Angeles in Ben Times Gym. Ayun.
Yes.
Yes.
Si Olan. Ako,
Pasensya na,
eto,
nag-explain ako.
start
Nag-explain
tayo sa
pala ako,
number
sorry.
5 ko kasi obvious naman na ata yung number 1. Okay lang. Number 5 ko is Boys Lockdown. Ayoko na siya. Pinipigilan ko yung sarili ko mag-explain. Ang hirap.
Yeah, ang hirap mag-explain.
Number 5 ko is
Strain.
Boys Lockdown. The control. Number 4 ko is number 3 ko is My Extraordinary. Gusto ko lang i-remark to na hindi ko siya in-expect at all. Number 2 is Game Boys. Kaya ikaw naman.
Okay. First of all, gusto ko lang na like we have our own favorites. And kagaya nga na sinabi ko kanina, like I really appreciate that a lot of these queer contents are out there. Like we have our own favorites, but all of these stories are welcome in this platform kasi like parang parang naniniwala ako na bawat audience na nanonood ng BL, they can identify themselves on a certain show, on a certain character. So I think yung mga queer stories at saka yung mga BL stories na nandito sa atin, all of them are appreciated. All of them are welcome, and all of them are remarkable on their own way. With that said, I have 5 na nasa list ko. Actually, nasa phone ko siya. My number 5 is Quarantines. Number 4 is Omando. Number 3 is Boys Lockdown. Number 2 is My Extraordinary. And number 1 is... What show is that? Oh, joke. It's Game Boys is my number 1. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Parang naiba lang yung ranking natin, Kayo.
Actually, yeah, but there's a lot to that we need to mention na worth mentioning then, like in between, gaya sa pelikula Pen and Jim, Hello Stranger, and and a lot of them na may mga BL one episodes din, like yung Small Talk starring Adrian Lindayagan and Gold Azeron.
Maganda
It's
yun.
also it's also great. And then there's also this one episode then yung kay Juan Miguel Severo at saka Migs Almendras. I forgot the title kasi medyo mahaba, pero maganda rin siya. And all of these stories are remarkable on their own. Like, I'm just so glad na ang daming kwento natin na nasa platform ngayon, available for free viewing eventually. Like, nung kagaya nga sinabi ko sa Twitter, like parang nung panahon ko, parang Love of Siam lang talagang pinangahawakan kong kwento. Na parang until, kaya until now, it holds a very special place in my heart because that's like parang the movie that I saw myself with back in those times na teenager ako na I feel so lost. I feel so scared and like that. Parang yun yung yun yung kinapitan ko eh. Parang with this parang yung ngayong generation ngayon, parang like ang dami nilang options, ang dami nilang kwento na pwede nilang panoorin, na ma-appreciate, ma-critique, and I'm just glad. I'm just glad that these BLs are, are out there.
And gusto ko lang din i-bring up kasi nag-bring up ka na maraming other content. Gusto ko lang, I'm not sure if this is considered as BL, pero yung kay Jerome Canlas with Kayo Manggi Collective, yung Altas ER, sobrang nabilib ako sa kanya doon as an actor. I haven't seen Jerome Canlas, yung kapatid ni Elijah Canlas, really come out or really portray a well-fleshed out character. And doon sa Altas ER, ang galing niya.
Yes.
Sobra. So, tsaka yung nasa Marosa, si Jo Maria Angeles. Yon. Yan.
Yes.
So yon. Any final thoughts, guys, on on our discussion? Like, ano yung gusto niyong sabihin to our listeners when it comes to watching BL, regardless if it's Pinoy or Thai or Chinese or whatever?
Enjoyin nyo lang yung kwento natin na nandyan. And at the same time, ini-enjoy natin tong contents na to, but at the same time, huwag tayo makampante na hanggang dito na lang tayo. Marami pa tayong kwento na pwedeng ibahagi, hindi lang BL. Kasi for me, yung parang marami pang ibang marami pang ibang LGBTQ stories diyan eh. There's trans women stories, there's lesbian stories like Pearl Next Door and Mamu and the Mother 2. And like parang we should keep on exploring the queer entertainment, the queer stories that na pinuput out ng mga content creators natin. And at the same time, we should also take in the messages that they are trying to impart with us, with gaya sa pelikulas Equality, Call for Equality with Game Boys, call for a better pandemic response basically. So from those things, may mga tayo eh, no matter how flawed this genre is, there are still a lot of good things. And I am just so glad that our content creators out there are willing to, to reclaim this genre from, from from being super problematic in the past. Ngayon, makikita mo yung baby steps na ginagawa ng mga content creators natin to to abolish the toxic tropes, the toxic origins of this genre. And I'm super glad that it's happening right now. And I'm super glad that Pinoys are doing it. 'Di ba? So, yun lang. Aside from mag-enjoy tayo, but let's continue to let's continue to be critical then about it, because there are good contents out there, but there are also bad. There are also some content na na hindi na they are presenting themselves as this, but the actual outcome is not that, and then they are doing damage to the community than good. And then some of them are are dangerous to be out there, and then some are just chasing the clout. Let's admit that. Kasi nagiging mainstream na yung genre eh, no? Para siyang nung rom-com boom between 2013 hanggang 2015, 2016 na parang like it's a sellable genre right now. So maging critical din tayo about it. And let's just continue to support, good quality BL. So, keep those BLs coming, I guess.
Ano nyo naman itong BL series na content sa mga online, no, nagiging controversial, no? May isa pang director, no? Well-known director na na nag-criticize sa BL na parang doon na lang umiikot daw yung industry. But I believe na hindi lang natatapos doon yung creative thinking ng tawag dito ng Filipino when it comes to the production, no? And I believe nagbigay din ito ng aside from opportunities, no, nagbigay din to ng wide or various content na mapapanood ng tao during the pandemic, especially na nagkaroon ng shutdown, di ba, ang ABS-CBN. So ito yung naging alternative because napapanood lang natin sa YouTube, di ba? Although yung iba na mapapanood na rin with Netflix, ganon. Ang siguro another thing na dapat natin i-consider kasi maganda or receptive or warm yung reception when it comes to BL. However, medyo hindi ganoon ka-warm yung reception or hindi ganun kaingay yung GL. For instance, Pearl Next Door, yun yung napapansin ko. So, we need also to support this kind of content, 'di ba? Kasi hindi lang naman with the LGBT community, hindi lang gay, queer, 'di ba, yung may mga struggles or may mga challenges or trials in life eh. Especially meron din ng mga lesbian, 'di ba? Or yung mga bisexual din as well. So, na women. So, kailangan maging open tayo dun sa mga binibigay na na ito yung pinapakita nila lahat sa ating content online. Ganun. And kailangan din natin siyang aralin, hindi lang basta panoorin. Kasi pag inaral natin yung mga BL content na ito, makikita natin yung yung progress in making production. Ayun. Ay, sorry, nabanggit ko pala kang bisexual women. Bisexual lang pala yun. I'm sorry, just to correct myself. Ayun.
I agree. Ako naman, ang gusto ko lang sabihin is, if 2020 has started this, what do you call this? This revolution of changing the narratives that we see on a daily basis. What more if, in the coming years, all of these content creators, all of these producers would further push their envelopes, and I agree with what everyone said. Hindi lang dapat tayo nakalimit dun sa narratives ng gay community, because the LGBT plus community is a very wide spectrum. There's the bisexuals and the lesbians, which is portrayed in Pearl Next Door, handled well by Ayana Bernades and Adriana So and Rachel Coates. There's the intersex community, which has been started by J.E. Tiglao in Metamorphosis. And yet there are also other topics na hindi pa natatackle, like pansexuals, asexuals, all of these things. I hope that these creators would identify all of the other things na hindi pa nasasabi, because they deserve to be heard, but at the same time be responsible for showing them. Hindi lang pwede na pinakita mo sila and then you create problematic characters, you create problematic storylines. Kailangan yung storyline ay nakasupport in reality. It's grounded in truth. It's grounded in the experiences that these people have on a daily basis. Kasi once they're grounded in truth, once they're grounded in history, once they're grounded in reality, then there won't be a problem in showcasing them to the world, in showcasing them to our fellow Filipinos. So, yon, sana mas maging responsable ang mga tao, mga producer sa pagpresenta ng mga series nila or ng movies or whatever. And yon, it's up to us, the viewers, the audience, to be critical, to be open-minded, to be well-informed. So, yon guys, oh my gosh.
Grabe yung chikahan natin.
Oo, grabe.
And
I
sobrang
really, really enjoy it.
nakaka-excite. I just wanna say thank you so much, Kayo, for being with
Yes.
Ah.
Thank you
sobrang
very much.
sobrang sarap mo kausap. Ang dami mong
Yes.
nuggets of information. Like,
Yes.
Yes.
super.
Oh gosh, you can invite me anytime.
Oo. Our doors are always wide open for chikahan and
Yes.
chismis
Thank you for
Yes.
and
inviting me again.
whatever.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yan.
I
And
really enjoyed
to
this,
our
guys. Thank you.
yes, and to our 5 listeners out there, charot. I hope you give these series, these contents more opportunities by watching them, by supporting them. Find every way you can para lang masuportahan nyo sila. Just the simple watching and sharing them, yun, malaki na yung maitutulong nun, guys. And with that, I just want to say thank you so much. I hope that everyone stays safe because we're still in a fucking pandemic. We're still in a lockdown. And ayun, I hope na everyone takes care. And thank you for listening to Third World Cinema Club. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Stay safe. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.